Going live on YouTube in 5 seconds. All right, so I believe MTN has won and the network is better. I apologize for the network issues. All right, so let's get started. This is Health Talks. My name is Coach Ndali Modebe, and in the house with me currently, I have Mavis Dokor of Rivera Clinics. And then I also have Dr. Uzoma Okereke in the house as well. And we're going to be having a health-centered conversation tonight. But before we go further, I'd like to ask Mavis to introduce herself. Mavis, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Please, can you turn on your camera so we can see you?
A minute, please.
Okay.
I'm having some.
Dr. Ozoma, please, can you say hello to us tonight? Peggy, I can see you. Welcome.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Okay, so while we are waiting for Mavis, Dr. Ozoma, please, would you introduce yourself to the community and who are you, what do you do, and tell us a bit about yourself.
Oh, thank you. I'm Uzoma Chidi Okereke. I'm a public health physician, a human rights activist, a medical broadcaster, and as an emerging physician innovator, a public health advocate. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I know your CV goes very, very long, but thank you for, giving us an abridged version. We have President Nemeka in the house, President Kenneth Eze of Enugu State Young Farmers Association. You would like to introduce yourself, sir. We are glad to have you in the house.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ndali, for this great opportunity. My name is Kenneth Eze, the president of Enugu State Young Farmers Association. And I'm happy to be here tonight. Thank you.
Okay. All right. We are glad to have you in-house. If you've been following the activities in Enugu State, you see all the work that Kenneth Nemeka Eze, president of SFI, is doing. I must commend you on all the work you're doing. And also as well as Dr. Uzoma Okereke, thank you so much for partnering with us, the both of you, to bring Project STEAM, active, alive, and vibrant. I'm so glad to be having this health talk conversation with you. So Peggy, please, can you reach out to Mavis, please? Okay. So
Okay.
while we are having this conversation, while we are going to, deep into the conversation, I want us to start from why we are here. We are here because of iodine and the sensitization and the awareness. And it's interesting that we have the president of Young Farmers Association here. He's going to give us, he's going to give us what's the inside scoop on how the farmers are able to provide these fresh vegetables like broccoli and the rest. And then later on, he's going to take us on a course on agri ecology and all. It's a powerful topic. But before we go further, I would like Dr. Uzoma to tell us what iodine is, how important it is to the body, and then before we establish other connecting variants to the question. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Iodine, like we've always talked about, it's just a small, tiny micronutrient that is vital, that helps the body with the emotions, the metabolism, the growth, the cognitive function in the human body. So it's actually a very vital micronutrient. Really available everywhere, but not really available. But its deficiency causes a lot of problem across all divides, and that's actually why it's important for us to discuss about it. Thank you.
I didn't know I was muted. Mavis, you're welcome back. Okay, so thank you for that brief introduction of what iodine is and how we can, get it is the next chapter. So I'd like you to talk about how we can get iodine. Is this something that the body can store? Give us more information, and then we're going to go to, the agric science of the topic, and then we're going to go to Mavis. I'm trying to let her in. Okay, Dr. Ozoma, please go ahead. Dr. Ozoma, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, please.
So
How
you
can
can get it.
Okay,
You wanted to talk about how we get the iodine. We can get it in
exactly.
the system. We have natural sources of iodine
Okay.
from our vegetables, but more importantly, for the iodized salt. So you see a lot of our foods having the being fortified with iodine. Okay, thanks to Sir Louis that made it possible several years ago. Now it's actually being fortified in our foods. You see our rice fortified with iodized salt. So it's very important. It's also important for us to know that not all salts are iodized. Sea salt is not iodized. Himalaya salt is not iodized. So if you have that at the back of our mind, then I think it's always easy for us to get that right. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you. And I'm going to Nnemeka Kenneth Eze. So we're speaking about iodine, and we're talking about iodized salt, but also we are aware that there are some foods that contain iodine, and I wanted to know, as the president of Young Farmers Association, what do you have anything to is there any can you see the urgency of how the non-consumption of iodine can cause health issues? And if you do, is there anything that Enugu State Young Farmers will do to ensure that people consume iodized salt? Do you package and sell iodized salt to the people? And also, do the community of Enugu State, the communities there, do you plant, foods that are rich in iodine? Foods like we're talking about broccoli. I know broccoli from the top of my head. I don't know. Does Dr. Zoma help me? Does fish contain iodine? Can you hear me?
Yes, fish does contain
Fish
iodine.
contains
So
iodine. Okay, what are the plants that contain iodine? Can you list like 5?
usually vegetables,
All vegetables.
most vegetables contain some element of iodine. But there's
Okay.
something important about iodine, and I think that's why I'm happy that the farmer is here. There are iodine poor soils. So if a
Mm.
soil is not rich in the iodine, has iodine deficiency, it will translate to iodine deficient plants.
Wow.
So you can't give what you don't have. So I was thinking that the farmer will want to throw more light in that extent because there's an intercourse, or there's yes, that's the right word. There's an intercourse between farming, nutrition, medicine. So we cannot do without each other.
You cannot cut out the farmer from public health.
Yeah, we can't cut out the farmer from public health.
Interesting.
And
Okay, so
the public health must have a farmer attitude, because for you to understand nutrition better, you must know how to grow the food. And there's an emphasis on organic, naturally processed foods. Okay. And we are running away from ultra processed foods,
GMO.
GMOs, and what have you. So
Okay.
these are the challenges we're having currently. I don't want to talk about microplastics and its effect in the soil science and everything. But
Mm.
who am I? The little knowledge I have, I'm also here to learn from the farmer himself. So I think let's
Okay.
open the floor so that the farmer still talks to us about the soil.
Okay. So President Nemeka, after President Nemeka, I'm going to go to Mavis. So President Nemeka, can you tell us, throw some more lights
Yeah,
on the topic, please?
please.
They fired you many
That
stray bullets this night. So please answer.
can you hear
Loud and clear. We can hear you.
hear me?
Hello? Yeah, we can hear you. Please go ahead. He's speaking, but his network is not letting him.
Then can you hear me? You can't hear me
Yes,
again.
we can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello?
Can you hear him? Can you all hear him? I think network. Okay. Mavis, please, can we go? Let's go over to Mavis. Mavis, are you ready?
Yes, please, I am.
Okay.
Hopefully my network don't disappoint me.
I pray so, because I don't know what's happening tonight, but we will win.
I know, right? It's just
Yes.
whenever it
Yeah.
rains, the network just gets jammed and all that.
But we are going to win. We'll win through it all. So I
Mhm.
wanted to ask you, you were introducing yourself briefly
Yes, please.
before, the network went off. So please,
Yeah.
can you commence with the interview? And then I'm going to ask you, because I know you're very passionate about mental health issues,
Yes.
as are, most of our speakers here tonight, including myself. So I'm going to
Mm.
ask you, to reintroduce yourself, and then we are going to, talk about the topic on ground.
All right. Good evening, everyone.
Good
My name
evening.
is Mavis Donko. It's a pleasure to be here, among doctors, humanitarians, and among others. I work with Vivia, and it's been quite a journey. And of course, I got to meet Ndali at one event to this campaign, and I think it has been a great start since we met. Things has been picking up, I think
Thank
so.
you.
Hopefully on Thursday, it goes well to here.
Amen. Amen. Okay. So, thank you for that wonderful introduction. And I'm going to go, once we are done talking about iodine, we're going to go straight into mental health conversations and all. Kenneth, can you hear us now? Can you speak now? Can you speak now? We can't hear you. I don't know what's happening. Nemeka, can you hear me? So I'm going to go over to Mavis again. It's like our Ghana network is winning like this. I'm going to go over to Mavis. Nemeka, please,
Hello.
once you're able to, can you speak now? Okay. I don't know what's happening to the network. So maybe I wanted to ask you, when it comes to you know,
Oh,
mental health, um,
oh,
and
wow.
also since that is, your focus,
It's
do you know the correlation between mental health and iodine? Do you know that there's a very key factor that iodine has to play in, building a child's, mental capacity, intelligent quotient, even in brain development? I don't know if you're aware of that correlation.
Yes. Um, it's a mineral that the body needs to develop our brain, our immune system, and all that. So yes, iodine do play a role in our mental development. Yes, please.
Mm. And speaking of mental health issues, can you, discuss with us when Nemeka comes back, we would dive back into agriculture, but let's talk about mental health for a minute. Um,
Mm.
I learned this month is a mental health awareness month, as well as May was also Mental Health Awareness Month to create awareness on mental health issues. And for 21 days, in collaboration with BWS and other very wonderful bodies, we were able to bring a 21-day mental health challenge. We called it the Wellness and Positivity Challenge. And for 21 days, we just dished out, daily challenges, went live every single day. And then we ended up going to the waterfalls, and it was amazing. There was massages by the waterfalls, conversations, and all that, right? So we understand that mental health plays a very big role, a very key role in, in ensuring that we are healthy. Because if the mind is not whole, the body is not, like, the body can't function. So let
Exactly.
us, talk. I want to understand why mental health? Why are you so passionate, about, discussing mental health issues, mental health crisis, and also mitigation?
Okay. So a lot of times we hear the word health, you know, and most people think all it's about is the body, exercising, diet, or going to the hospital when you are hit and all that, or you're feeling uncomfortable somewhere in your body and all that. But we leave out our mind. That is the upward part of our body. And we forget that our brains literally do the functionings in our body. It gives instructions and all that to execute things in our body. So, um, mental health is not simply how we think or feel or act or how we handle certain things in life, like the upwards and the downwards, um, like how people make it look like, it's just about how you feel and how you act and all that. But they forget to see that it also affects how we make our decisions and how we relate to others, and, how we are able to cope with stress, anxieties, depression, among others. So I would say just like, physical health, um, mental health also needs care and attention. So that is why I'm so passionate about it because it has a lot of stigma and people tend to um misunderstand the whole concept of mental health. When we talk about mental health, people tend to think about, sickness. Oh, he's gone mad, something is wrong with his brains, those kind of stuff. But then um we tend to forget about that. It's not just about the sickness, but the emotions and all that is involved in it. That is why I'm so passionate to talk about that, because it happens a lot in our life and people tend not to see it and all that. So yeah, that's why I'm so passionate about it.
Mm, mm. I like the fact that you talked about the stigma associated with mental health.
Yeah.
And it's something that I know that a lot of people, because mental health has there are different degrees. There's,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know, mental health that could come as a result of depression. There's
Mm-hmm.
also the level of schizophrenia. There's also
Yeah.
the level, people can even have eating disorders, and it could also lead to self-confidence issues and mental health issues. There's the bulimia
Exactly.
nervosa, anorexia nervosa,
Mm-hmm.
these issues that would eat deep into yourself, even people self-inflicting pain on
Pain
their
on them.
own bodies. So there are different levels before all people in Africa, especially in Africa, know about, mental health is that, oh, this person don't craze, this person is mad, basically. But they are different. Someone could just be depressed and, it's a mental health issue. They'll say, get off it. You just can't shake it off,
Yeah.
right? And they are different. Before the end of this life, we're going to talk about even nutritional tips. There are some foods that you can have that can boost, there are foods that are rich in riboflavin, the red reds, like the red fruits, the red foods and all that. So but we're going to go to Dr. Uzoma to talk about that shortly. Kenneth, please, can you hear us? Let us know if your network is working, if you can
Yeah,
speak now.
I can hear you. Can you
Awesome.
hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
So sorry, the
So
network has been really bad here.
you say?
So sorry, the network has been really bad here. Apologies.
We accept your apology. It's okay. So
Okay.
we've talked about two things here, and we have two questions for you before we go to Dr. Uzoma and then back to Mavis. The question we have for you from Dr. Uzoma. Dr. Uzoma, please, can you reiterate your question to Kenneth, please?
Yeah, I'm aware, I wanted him to talk about what they're doing around the soil angle because I'm aware of the biofortification, that's applying iodine-based fertilizers, okay, having foliars and what have you to take care of and fertigation. So I wanted to know what they're doing. Are there available iodine-containing fertilizers to take care of iodine-poor soils? Are there foliar sprays? Are there soil fertilizers? Are there fertigations? I just want to know what they are doing at the level of the farmers union and how the government is helping them to reach out, especially at the subsistence farmers level, to ensure that we have iodine-rich soil that produce iodine-rich plants for us to have more iodine in our system. That's basically what I asked the farmer. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Dr. Uzoma. I don't know, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, okay. So I'm really happy that we are discussing these issues at this level. Honestly, I was just smiling when you made mention of iodized soil. To be quite honest with you, we don't really hear such kind of things here in Enugu in the east. And most times we as young farmers, we just go plant, we don't do soil testing. But now the Ministry of Agriculture in Enugu State, currently under the Commissioner of Agriculture, Honorable Patrick Kubru, we are now doing seed testing. Okay, but I know the normal thing for every farmer to do before he goes out to plant is to test the soil to know if it is rich in the nutrient and then all that. Then you made mention of iodized fertilizer. We have the NPK, we have urea and all that, but these farmers don't really, know much about iodized fertilizer and iodized soil. So what I think we'll do as an offshoot of this program is to take what you have said back to the ministry, to start creating the awareness, the sensitization, because as young farmers, we are the drivers of these innovations. I'm truly happy. It's foreign to me though. As you were speaking, I was trying to, get something on the net, try to see what I can find to solve the net. So I was really seeing something. I was about getting the iodized fertilizer to know majorly these fertilizers like NPK, urea, they can have deposits of iodine, okay, but maybe not that in rich quantity or much quantity. So basically, we have lack of awareness here for this. So I think what we'll do, if Miss Ndali should come to Nigeria here, I can fix an appointment with the Commissioner for Agriculture with her so she can throw more light. Then we'll talk about this, know how the Ministry of Agriculture can come in Enugu State so that the farmers can really understand these things and maybe get to see this iodized fertilizer, then try to get the soil testing tubes so that they can test their soil before they can go into planting. Thank you.
I like that. I think that was an action-laden speech. And yes, when I do visit Enugu, definitely we're going to make that call to the Commissioner of Agriculture, you say?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So that's the way forward. Um, Please take note, Fortune and Peggy, visit to Enugu State and meeting with SFR and the Commissioner of Agriculture to propagate iodization in Enugu State. Okay, so I think you've spoken well. Dr. Uzoma, do you have anything to ask him based off of that question
Yeah, not for
that he
now.
answered? Hmm?
Not for now.
None for now. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to go into mental health. I'm going to ask Dr. Uzoma and I'm going to ask Mavis, and I'm going to have a conversation with both of you and Kenneth. It's like Kenneth is the one chopping the most questions tonight because it all boils down to nutrition. And the moment we get that, that is the moment we as Africans will be liberated. So let's talk about mental health and nutrition. Is there any linkage, Dr. Uzoma, between mental health and nutrition? If someone is depressed, if someone is, has low energy, is there any balance? Is there like any go between that will nutrition, any role nutrition has to play in mental health? Is there any role iodine has to play in mental health?
Well, let's start. Mental health issues are standalone issues. However, there's a possibility that there are nutritional deficiencies like iodine deficiencies that will lead to some issues with cognitive health. That being said, it's important that people should take care of their mental health. It's important that people develop a lot of quotients, adversity quotient, emotional intelligence, social intelligence, financial intelligence, and of course, the normal intelligence. It's also important that people learn effective time management, effective alternative dispute resolutions, uh, conflict management skills, survival skills, This helps people to maintain their mental health. It's also very important that people understand the three C's, how to conciliate, confront, and consolidate
Mm.
during arguments. It's also very
Explain.
important that people have to have a, a life workplace balance. It's also important that people should know what I choose to call narcissists.
Narcissist.
Narcissists, say I know Sabi Oyibo. People are making me to spark the grammar that I did not learn.
Spoke it.
I have spoken the grammar that I did not learn. But it's why it's important is it's also important to know that especially in the workplace, that there are people that don't want you to succeed. And there are people that let me speak one grammar I learned somewhere. The grammar is coming small, small. Let the grammar come. Gaslighting. I don't know what that thing
We
means.
need to talk about gaslighting and
Yeah.
narcissism.
A lot of
Mm.
people, someone tried to explain gaslighting and it made a lot of sense. Somebody they fuck you up. Sorry, I'm using pidgin. Sorry, Sorry, I'm using that.
It's
Someone
not
they
the pigeon, it's the F word. You know, we're on YouTube, so they don't
Oh,
flag us.
sorry. Someone is messing you up. Someone is trying to mess the person's life up, trying to make the person's life a living hell.
Mm.
And at the same time, he's trying to make it look like you're the one that is responsible for what he's doing to you.
Mm.
So the person explained it as gaslighting, and it tried to make a lot of sense. But at the same time, I saw it's very important that people guide their mental health very well. There are 5 things that every person should know to protect mental health. And I'm having several conversations around them. Number one, you should know your God. It's important. Have a personal connection, a deep understanding with Him. Number two, you should know your family. Because they're like the last wall of defense. Everybody's going to leave at some point. Your family is not going to leave. They're going to be there. And for me, family includes this statement that they said, there are friends that are like brothers, and there are brothers that are worse than friends.
Mm.
So you should be able to have your family circle very close. Now, the third is your network. Now, for me, the network is important for you to understand your mental health. And for you to have a good network, you should actually identify yourself. That is, who am I? Know your mission. Know your purpose. Know your vision. Because it is when you have these identifications that you know who fits in, that's more like the inclusion-exclusion criteria. Before we talk about the finances and then power. And why this is important, it's also important for you to know when not to allow negativities to take care of your space. Now, that being said, on the psychological aspect, now we're not going into the nutrition aspect, which is the role of iodine in the mental health and the brain health space. When you've actually ruled out all these things, you now need to eat well. Because you're what you eat or what you drink. And like I said at initial, if you're not eating right, if you're eating ultra-processed foods, if you're eating GMOs, if you're eating foods that are not helping your brain, what I call food that is good for brain health, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Of course, you cannot know if you're eating good food that is good for brain health if you're not looking at where is the source. That's what we call the F to T, baby. That's the farm to table. And that's why I'm happy to have the farmer here. So you want to be sure that the soil that is producing the food that you're eating is iodine rich. And we've talked about having iodine fortified fertilizers, having the soil frayers. I think the farmer is going to add more to it, making sure that the irrigation of the soil, you're sure of the soil content, that the iodine soil content is there. Because like I said up initially, iodine is one small thing that is doing a lot of miracles, and the lack of it is also causing a lot of disasters. So yes, there's a linkage somewhat. Remember that iodine is very good for the neurotransmitter, the synaptogenesis, the myelination of the nerve tissues, cognitive health. So generally speaking, there's a linkage between it. But while we're looking at the nutritional aspect and trying to keep those things, we also look at the psychological aspect. That's why I had to take us on the roller coaster. Thank you.
Interesting. That was a very deep, holistic way of looking at, mental health. But there was something, before we go further, there was something you said. You mentioned the 3 C's that is connected to conflict resolution. Please, can you just break it down a little more? And then I want us to talk about, narciss. How do you handle a narcissist in your workplace? How do you handle, a pessimist in your environment? How do you handle someone that gaslights you using emotional intelligence as a, as a yardstick? But before we go into that topic, I would like us to talk about, I'd like you to explain the 3 C's in conflict resolution. Thank you.
All right. Before I talk about
Please,
the
I
3
just posted, everybody should a collaborative post. Please accept. If you don't know how to do it, let me know so I can put you through so that people from our Instagram can join us. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. For someone that is gaslighting you, I learned this the hard way. Everybody's correct. There are different ways to look at it. Someone is seeing a figure, seeing it as 9, somebody seeing it as 6. So that the person that is gaslighting you should be correct in his own way. I don't think you need to entertain any explanation for anybody's stupidity or anybody's opinions. Because what happens is that, I'll give you a classical case scenario. Somebody comes to you and says, I want to break up with you. This is your friend and says, I want to break up with you. He's expecting that if he breaks up with you, your heart is going to shatter, he's going to be messed up. You say, okay. She walks out, or he walks out and comes back. He said, okay. I said, yes, okay. You're not angry. Why should I be angry? You said, okay. Well, me, I could be more dramatic. If someone says, I know you're my friend, I've not done anything wrong with you, I've been fair to you, and you now say you're breaking up with me. I say, praise God. You say, why are you saying praise God? I say, hallelujah. Now, God has been faithful. Maybe that is what you've been thinking about. So you should have a positive approach to things. Failure is a process, journey is a process. You should enjoy the journey, not the destination. So looking at the 3 C's, I have worked in a lot of conflict-laden situations, and I always allow the 3 C's to guide me. So the first is to consult. In consultation, you want to really identify the meat of the matter. What's really the problem? What's really the issue?
Fortune and Peggy, please, are you transcribing for the group so that people can join in, please? Conflict resolution, mental health talks, please. Thank you.
So,
all right, go ahead.
So what are the issues? Or you want to define, I call it definition of terms. You want to identify what's being said at what point. Who is saying that? Who are the different actors? Who are the influencers? Who are the stopgaps? You want to know the whole facts of the matter, because that will help you to do a lot of brainstorming. That will help you to do what you call a situation analysis. That will help you to know, set up what I call in my time quadrant, things that are urgent, important and necessary, important but not necessary, necessary, not important, not important, not necessary. So you now look at everything you've done in your consultation and you place it in that quadrant and put a time allocated to it. Because within a 24-hour cycle, there are things you need to address immediately, there are things you need to address later, there are things you need to, and there are things you don't even need to address. So when that has happened, you now go into the consolidation phase. In the consolidation phase, you are now separating, looking at the likes and the not likes and grouping them together. So different issues that look together, you want to come together, talk about it and address it together. Then the ones that are not together, you try to address it. Then comes the confrontation phase. I think I used to like this one a lot when I was much younger. Yes, because that's the only language a lot of people understand. I'm sorry to say that, but it is what it is. When you've tried consulting, consolidating, they don't hear you. Now you give them buzzwords. Everybody's brain will reset by fire by force. And even in the confrontation, you are not doing confrontation to destroy. You're doing confrontation to come back to the table to still consult. So you can see it's a cycle. Sometimes you need to disrupt some equilibrium to make sure that people have to come to the table to discuss. So whatever you do to make everyone comfortable or not comfortable, to say, okay, let's talk. That's confrontation for me. Confrontation can take various approaches. It could be the silent approach of confrontation, where the person gives you gaslighting, give him a mirror image of gaslighting, you gaslight him back. The person gives you silent treatment. You give the person a mirror image of the silent treatment. A person shows you for 1 week, you increase it to 1 month. The person knows that Akpo has jammed Akpo.
Obiakpo local government.
Local government area, Akilu Federal Constituency. The person understands that I think this guy is ready for me. So when the person is done, he will come back to the table. Because what is really conflict resolution is until you guys identify the problems and make sincere efforts to solve the problem, you guys have not solved any problem.
True.
So that's it. And I belong to a medical union in Nigeria. It's something we've done severally over time that is almost like second nature. So at some point, for the Nigerian doctors, resident doctors are going to be going on strike. And incidentally, interestingly, just the threat of strike, government has started sitting up. This is government who have been begging for the past 8 months or 9 months to sit up, and they refuse to sit up. Now, the same doctors now decided to go on strike and everybody's sitting up. So it's still trying to apply the 3 Cs. We've consulted, we've consolidated, no show. We do some confrontation, go back to the same cycle, we come back to the table and discuss. So the second question you were asking was, how do you confront a narcissist? A
narcissist.
But I know that you understand what I'm saying. Narcissists. But one thing I know about narcissists is that they are stuck in their ways. So you need to understand that there are people that will not change. And they are correct to be narcissists. The only thing is that it cannot get to you. Because identifying who they are is half of the problem solved. Because what narcissists do is they hide under gaslighting to make you feel bad. So once you identify that this person is a narcissist, what you do is, okay, cool. So this one, our regular customer, okay, You want to make me feel bad. Okay, that's nice. We'll see, it's very common amongst certain individuals where they will keep on comparing with somebody. It's okay, since this person is okay, no, is also 100 times better than me. I want to free you to go and continue with that person. The person now comes back and says, so you cannot fight for me. Haba,
Hey,
haba na, haba na. Why should
fight
I
for
fight
her.
for you when you already have comparison? Okay? When I was much younger, I used to, when I say much younger, people say this boy don't oh well. But when I was much younger, I used to worry about narcissists. But I think as I grew old, I was like, when someone says, okay, this is what you want, I say, no problem. Have that contentment, have that knowledge, have that self-awareness. And most of importantly, if you can't handle it, know when to seek help. Incidentally, around my workplace, I have a social club where men hang out. So I was giving them a health talk. And in the middle of the health talk, I struck a nerve that I had to start what I call a healing school. Men had to call me privately outside and we had to talk. And they were surrounded with narcissists. And one or two things I told them, they were like, brother, it was as if you were talking to me directly. It was as if you were talking to me directly. It was as if you were talking. I said, no, I know that a lot of people are going through so many things, not knowing what they are doing. This is like a prison wall somebody creates to get you caged while he or she roams free. But it's important you allow that person to be. And the reason why narcissists get to individuals is because, like I said, they don't know who they are. Number one. Number two, you don't even know what your mission is. Number three, you don't know what your vision is. And you don't know what your purpose is. So you're like a scalar quantity, you're not a vector quantity. You must have that, you must have magnitude and direction. Because if you know where you're going and you're taking baby steps, taking your opportunities in diets and reaching out, you will find out that, like farrowing cultivation, let me tilt towards my farmer brother, because we're all farmers at heart. Like farrowing cultivation. After you leave something to farrow, you will find out that you come back and that ground is now fertile to farmer. So people at every point in time have to have a time. There's something I used to call, I think that should be a book that I refuse to complete writing. I call it Recovering the Lost Parts. Maybe Ndali, one day I will may gist you and you may help me complete the book or become co-authors. Recovering Lost Part is all about a journey.
Oh, let's do it.
Yes, a journey from where you've lost everything, you've been gaslighted, you've been weighed down by a narcissist, and you're picking up your pieces of your life and enjoying yourself. Interestingly, a lot of people, it's amongst my brothers that I met, a lot of people that have discovered this freedom from narcissists have been broken that they have refused to settle down again.
Mm.
So you see a man that maybe he has been broken, he left his union, his relationship, and he recovered his lost parts. It's quite painful because relationship is a beautiful thing if you do it with the right person.
Of course.
I understand. But because he has been dealt with a lot of narcissists, he recovers and he falls in love with himself. There is something I sent to someone, my mentor, and I'll share that with you people. And that's where I'm going to stop to get more comments. I told my mentor, and he was like, he just said, in Igbo, meaning that I've come again. I said, speaking to our brothers, men do not fear heartbreak anymore. They fear wasted investments, time, money, emotions, respect, and peace. Because in this generation, love feels like a business deal with no refund policy. So I await other conversations. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I think you've done justice. You've done justice. I'm going to jump to Mavis. And please, I want this to be a conversation. Like, let us talk. You know how we do. Let's talk. Nemeka, Mavis, Dr. Ozoma, let's jump into the conversation. Okay. I want us to talk about this thing. Let's still dive deep into narcissism. We've heard a male's opinion. He is saying that the men are the victim of this narcissist thing, and this man had this experience and is trying to heal and has refused to love again and all that. But we know women, I believe there are about 2 or 3 or 4 women here. We know that a lot of people gaslight, and it's not just men, it's not just women, both sexes. I know a guy who will gaslight you while he's gaslighting you, and I know a girl that will gaslight you into being confused. It was when I realized that wait, this, because for no reason this person will just be shouting, and I'm looking at you like, from where to where? When I realized that they knew what they were doing, I used that Dr. Zoma's approach, fire to fire, back to back, until everybody now realized that we are not okay. That was when I stopped. Do you understand? So, I've experienced people that they are very, very toxic, especially in your workplace. If you meet people that are narcissists, people that will keep on comparing you to people that you know you're better than, hey, it's very painful. So let's go to Mavis. With regards to mental health, with regards to, this whole toxic relationship dynamics. As a woman, what would you advise other women out there currently in a relationship, about to get married to a narcissist, or in a marriage already and is already affecting their mental health? What advice will you give to them as a woman in the mental health, as a leading woman in the mental health space?
Ndali,
Sir?
there is a difference between situationship and relationship.
I know.
So whoever that is explaining should know. A lot of people are in a situationship,
But
but
they
they
think
think
they're in
they're
a
in a
relationship.
relationship.
So
It,
please
it's not all
specify.
not all people that are in relationship. Oh. It has been an issue. By the time, maybe when you explain, I'll tell you my options and the thing. It's just that some people are fortunate that some situationships lead to long-lasting relationships, whereas some relationships are there. I think somebody just said their relationship with themselves unknowingly. Yes, some people are dating themselves without even knowing
I've
that
been in
they're
a
in a
relationship with
relationship.
myself before, that I was even breaking up with myself.
Is that situationship? Somebody will be in a situationship and telling you, what about us? And you're now wondering, when
Like,
was that
wait,
us? Or at what place, at what
what
time?
relationship?
What was the relationship? Maybe you were actually creating the circles in your mind. So it's important. That's why I said identification
No,
of
no,
terms.
no, 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 Dr. Zoma. In this case, this person asked me out, and I accepted. And then the person now acted like we're not in a relationship.
It depends on what you asked out, because I don't want to go into the details. Okay, let me give you one interesting scenario that actually happened recently.
Okay, before you give that scenario, I want Mavis to say something, because she's giving me the energy that she wants to scatter this table. Nemeka, I need you to speak. I need you to
No
speak. Oh,
problem.
yeah.
I want to hear other people's opinion.
Okay, Mavis, please jump in, jump in. What advice do you give to women women in situationships, relationships, marriages, in marriages and want to leave? What advice would you give a woman that is currently having mental health issues because they are married to, a narcissist, or in a toxic relationship, or even worse still, experiencing domestic violence at home?
Okay. So, as Dr. Kenneth said, um, A narcissist, there are
Dr. Uzoma.
people. Uzoma, sorry. Oh, the name's just. I'm so sorry, Dr. Uzoma.
Maybe Kenneth will soon be a doctor soon. You never you can maybe and you prophesied it first, so you can never tell. So please go ahead.
So, um, with a narcissist, they are more of like self-importance. All they care about is themselves, admire themselves, love themselves. Um, Everything they do is about themselves. So, in situations whereby they have to actually do the same for others, they find it very difficult. Some people do it without seeing it that they are doing it. Some people also actually are self-aware and they like who they are and they like how they are and all that. In severe situation, they make the other person the problem. So if you are a woman and you are not in a situationship, when you are in a relationship with this kind of person, my advice would be to leave. But of course, I know my gender. Once they get one or two comfort from here and there, uh, they will just let it go. And all your advice, all your therapies, all your saying, it just goes waste. Once this person comes in, give them sweet talk, and gifts here and there, they just let it go. Because these people, they are very, very cunning, and they are very good at manipulation. You wouldn't see what they are doing if you are not really paying attention to yourself. At the end, you will find yourself looking like you are the problem from the beginning. Meanwhile, you were not.
Mm,
So, my best advice is to leave. Of course, in situations, you are not obligated to be with a person. One, you are not given a title. Two, you do not know where you are even standing in this whole is a situationship or whatever it is. So, um, you would have to explore to see if this person is actually for you. This person is not actually for you. In cases whereby you feel the person you are in a situationship with, you have a very deep feeling for that person, you try and then get help for that person. As I said, some narcissists do not know what they're actually doing. Mental health goes both ways with those who are giving in violence and those who are receiving violence. So, in cases
mm,
like this, you have to actually try and help this person. So, you would say you've wasted all your options. If all your options are wasted and there's still no change, and the person is who they are, and they continue to do what they are doing, then you get to know that this person is not willing to change. This is a pure narcissist, and he or she is not willing to stop whatever they are doing. They are
mm,
in love with themselves, and there's nothing you can do about it.
mm,
In marriages, of course, it leads to violence because I wouldn't say it would just be on the male side, but both ways too, because there are females that are very violent than male. And if you're in a marriage with a narcissist, whether a female or a male, I would advise, should there be a situation whereby there are kids involved, you would have to take the kids out of that environment. One or two ways, they'll end up picking that behavior. Because even we, the grown ups, we can testify that we've picked one or two traits from our parents, even of our parents, from our cousins, for any of our family members. So imagine staying in this marriage, having kids, and exposing them to this kind of person. They will end up picking one or two, and they'll feel it's a norm. And then growing up, they'll be doing it, and then at the end of it, or they'll feel that's how they were brought up with. Meanwhile, that's not how they were brought up with. So in marriages, I think if there are kids, you should think about your kids first. Take them out of the. If you do not want to leave, just look at the kids and tell yourself you need to take them out of this environment. Healing
Mm.
comes with a lot of time. There will be situations of whereby you go back to this person. There's a situation where you be like, I'm not going back again, and you end up going back again. It differs for everybody. Somebody will say, I'm leaving, and they will leave, and they will not look back. Somebody will also say, I'm leaving, and they will look back again. I always tell people that you have to leave people for them to heal how they want to heal. Let them go back as many times as they go. There'll be a day that they'll switch. And that day, if you are the person's friend, relative, you'll be there to witness this all. So living with a narcissist is not an easy thing at all. They'll violate you and they make you feel you are the reason they were violenting you. And it will get into your head to a point that you do not even know what you're doing.
You don't
It'll
even
get
have
to a point.
confidence anymore. You don't even
Exactly.
know who you are.
Yes. You
Some
will end up
a business you could do very well if you're a narcissist, right? They will make you doubt your self-worth, your intelligence. If I tell
exactly.
you a lot of the cases that I've handled,
Mm.
these women are confused. They don't know, like they're like they don't
They do
even
not know where they stand. I mean, it gets to a situation by they have to really rely on this person, this narcissist, to say something before they can actually do it because they do not know what they are doing. They do not know who they are. So now they
Mm.
have to rely on that person to say something, to do something before they are able to do it. And in this
Because the
situation,
narcissist has told them that everything they say is rubbish, everything they say is wrong.
exactly.
So
And
they have to
whatever
second guess their thoughts and run it by
is
the
is
narcissist
it
before they speak.
before
And
they
another
are
thing
able
that these
to.
narcissists do is that they cut off everybody around you. They isolate to destroy. And once they start doing that, trust me, it's just a matter of time before they tear everything down.
And now when the situation gets to a point that where you want to leave and you want to lean on somebody, you do not find anybody to
You've
lean
cut
on.
everybody off.
Because yes, exactly. You've cut everybody in.
That's when depression will now take
Exactly.
place.
Yes.
Because he's
True.
made you push everybody away. So there's nobody
Away.
you can call and say, I need to talk to you. Even if he kicks you out at night, there's nobody that you can call and say, can I come over to your place? Because he has
Mm-hmm.
isolated you and destroyed all your relationships with all your
Mm-hmm.
friends.
Yes. And then the person has made it possible for him to be the center of your world instead of
Exactly.
you being your center of your own world.
Exactly.
And it's so sad.
It's
So
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 sad.
very sad. And it's something that happens. And because mental health is not really dealt into much in the African side, people tend not to really pay attention to it. Somebody will be working, but he or she is even out of this world. And there's nobody for him or her to run to because he or she is scared of what the person will say.
Mm.
Are you running mad? Should we go see some therapist, a psychologist? Sometimes it's in good faith, but how they'll put it, you just lose confidence to do anything to fix that situation. So you just keep it yourself and then keep eating you, it will keep eating you. So of course it gets to a situation that is very severe.
Yes, so I want to make this very practical. I know a lot of us would understand what Mavis is saying. What she's saying is that these narcissists would discredit you to the point that anything you say will look as if you're not okay upstairs. There is a certain celebrity that's undergoing that just went through, I don't want to call her name live here, right? But
Yeah.
all of us in Nigeria will know it. If I call her, even some of our Ghanaian brothers and sisters will know her. A young girl that married this older politician, Dr. Ozo,
Mm.
Nemeka. Mavis, you know the person I'm talking about, this young
No,
light,
Auntie
light
nne
Zeb, you're
skinned
not
ka
mentioning names.
ka anyị bidokwala akụkọ ahụ maka na akụkọ ahụ nwekwara otu ọ dị. The
No,
young
we
girl,
have to we have to address it in the sense of what
nwatakịrị ahụ, that young girl is a narcissist.
is it that the young girl is a narcissist
I
herself.
am telling you. You know,
Narcissist against Mpammado.
I am telling you.
Nemeka, where are you?
I am telling you. See, see, one of the things I've realized is that this wonderful generation of ours sees love as a business transaction. Make no mistakes about it. And just like I was talking to certain people today, I was trying to let them know that quite unlike in 20 years ago, people look at family orientations, values, and system. That now is about the person. Now, a lot
Wait,
of young women
you're
and a
trying to
lot of
tell me that that young girl is gaslighting a whole senator
I am telling you that
No.
of the
that young
Federal
girl,
Republic of
I
Nigeria.
am just, you don't know
Eh,
the power of woman.
Hold
God
on.
created
So,
man in
so, so,
no.
7
so, so
days.
wait. You know
God
that women
rested.
have our mouth, right?
God created man, he rested. God created woman. Neither God nor man has rested.
Wait, hold on. I understand. That's an interesting analogy. But look at this. According to the video, allegedly, we're not calling any names. We'll be talking about Mama Elisa or Mama Biati. Do you understand? Allegedly, right? The video showcased bruises on her skin when the guards came to beat her up.
Another story that will be interesting for you to know is there was another one that was most celebrated. The guy that acted Pirates in the Caribbean, he suffered something similar like that.
Johnny Depp was highly gaslighted.
No,
I
but
know this.
initially when that case started, that is why there are two sides to a story. When that case started, Johnny Depp had already lost it. It's just like it took someone that understands how this thing works to see the other side of the coin. That was when the case started changing. Johnny Depp lost a lot of money, lost a lot of time,
He
lost a lot
lost
of
deals, movie
lost a
deals.
lot of deals because of the presentation. See, what I always tell people is either male or female. Pray not to meet a narcissist that knows this game. Pray not to meet someone that is intentional, that came prepared, that has written the script in his or her head. And you are a point in the script. Let me give you some part of the script. Act 1, Scene 1. Someone had no money. Steps in. You had someone that was dating you, that was supposed to be natural, that was supposed to be love. All of a sudden, you now saw somebody that was a very rich person, and you decided to opt up for that person based on finances. It was trade by barter. It was transactional. And they were, for the man, he had his own, he thought he had it all well figured out. Unfortunately, younger persons now are smarter. People have what they call minimal entry points and minimal cash out points. So it's not really about thing. What we see on the media is what they want us to see. It's more like a Nollywood movie. or Hollywood movie. People want a reality screen show. They want to hear a story. They want us to hear us talking. Beyond that, it's possible that this person might be a victim, or it's possible that the man might be a victim, or it's possible that two of them might be a victim. But one thing is clear, that relationship was a business transaction. And whenever that transaction finishes or ends, they are going to come back or look for another person that will enter that trap. Because one of the things we've been able to achieve in this project's team is to teach people to be self-reliant and self-independent, and which is the most important thing. And that is why identification of self is important. But beyond that, if someone is looking at another individual as the meal tickets, I can assure you, when the billions or millions finishes, he will latch upon another billionaire and spin another love story. You know the Kardashians, very successful Kardashians. After winning a lot of men, there's a promising basketballer that the Kardashian has his eyes set on. And people are telling the young basketballer, my brother, let me say in Igbo, Baba kwa koko gera, so that you don't fall victim like other people have fallen. Bawak is in English means run for your dear life. So at every point in time, people should be able to understand themselves, should be able to identify a narcissist when they see one, and know that you cannot play the game with them. It's just like you and a pig wrestling in mud, when you know that the mud and pig is like 5 and 6. The pig will go dirty itself in the mud.
They'll win you.
So you don't want to argue. These people are going to win you that game. You want to go low. How low can you go with a narcissist?
How low can you go?
So the issue is to accept that they have won. If you want to handle a narcissist, accept they have won. They have 100-0. Let them give you your peace. I can assure you, they will not give you peace. Because they cannot understand how you just gave up so easily. They feel that you should fight so that they can derive their energy. Their energy comes when you're fighting, so that they can see how much they can dissect you. They are energy drainers. They are energy sappers. They want to see how much they can crush you. And when they are done crushing you, they now play the victim, like Willy Willy, waiting for the next unsuspecting victim to cross, so they will latch on the person. And the cycle will continue. For a lot of people that are married, a lot of them are roommates. So a lot of marriages are roommates. Turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, neighbor, it shall be well with you. That is what a lot of marriages are now. Because a lot of couples are narcissists. The woman says, I want to end the union. Or the man says, I want to end the union. The man says, okay, the door is free. He said, no, I will not free you. We die here. And true, they are dying there. Where the couple, either the man or the woman, the workplace is better than the home front. A lot of women that their house is very peaceful until the man is coming back home. They start having running temperature. And vice versa. There are a lot of men that when they remember going to the house, they want to stop at the beer parlor and finish drinking the whole beer. So when they enter into the house, they will do like they're drunk and they go and sleep. That is if the woman will allow them to sleep, or if the man will allow the woman to sleep. So the point is, with the narcissist, it's a game plan, it's a script, and you need to understand these things. And that is why there's something called red flags. You should understand how those red flags. In the morning when this thing is starting, there are no incidences, there are no accidents. This person cannot change. A narcissist is a narcissist. And if you understand this thing on time, it will save a lot of young people from wasting their time, wasting their energy, wasting their purpose. I don't want to call those narcissists demons sent from hell. They are vision killers. They are dream killers. They cannot allow you to succeed. If they give the person space for some time, it looks like the person is achieving some accolade. They come back again in the name of their sorry so that they will do back. Haven't you seen the narcissists that are telling they want to make up? The man says, I don't want again. They send assassins to kill the person, male or female. So this cycle cannot stop.
Don't say they say they don't say kill, they say is unalive now.
Okay, unalive. Okay, I've learned another one, unalive. What do you say unalive the person? Well, later we'll learn why is unalive better than kill.
You're still saying it.
No, unalive. You see, I think, well, I will study a little law so that whenever we go, I can also contest those terms in court, because some things are said so that people see the severity of what it is. If you unalive somebody's emotion, you have destroyed the person completely. And even the Holy Book called it murder. I hope they don't have another name for murder.
You're still saying the same thing.
Murder is okay, unalive is murder. They should not make it softer.
Dr. Zoma,
Unalive, okay. Let's
if
look
they
at for
ban
the
my
bigger
account,
people. Okay,
I'll carry your own.
okay, sorry. Unalive, okay. So for the people to unalive the person's emotion, the person's physical life, nah, this is big, bro. The person, hey, 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 this
Make
is
it
you.
Wabara.
Eh? Hey, the vacation is becoming bigger than them with the time. On our life, okay, no problem. Let us
Maybe,
continue. On our
maybe
life, I think I will
I
allow other
think we
people to
lost.
talk. At this
I
point,
think we lost
this one
Nemeka.
choke on our life. Okay.
I think we lost Nemeka. I think he left the call. I can't see him here anymore. So I think let's just what are practical steps? And I'm going to go to Mavis. What are practical steps to develop a healthy mental attitude in a relationship, in your workplace? What are some practical steps you can implement daily to ensure that you have sound mental health in relationship with others, in your love life, in your personal life, and in life, generally, even when it comes to fitness, So maybe you can take the question, please.
Okay, so in our life, we should practice being um gratitude, you know, being thankful for what you have, for what has been given to you, and for the things that are yet to happen, of course. And we should also learn how to give back.
Mm.
Giving back in sense of, it's not really you have to be something big. It could be volunteering, charity works, of course, your works, of course, they are all giving back, not to just yourself, to the community out there, to the individuals out there, and also, engaging yourself in new activities. It could be new handiwork, new hobbies. You try new things that you feel yourself synced with it. That is going to help you with your daily activities, with your daily encounter with people, your colleagues, your family members, even your partner. This really helps you because in situations whereby you cannot just rely on what you say, you can use this thing that you've learned to do it. And always making sure that you're having a positive mindset. You're giving yourself affirmations, telling yourself it's not all lost. There's good out there. I mean, you being in this world, it even counts. You know, positive affirmation, positive mindset. which helps one goes very fast. I mean, and also takes you very far. Because once you walk around with a very negative mindset, it draws you back. Because everything you want to do, you want to say, you start having a negative thought, which pulls you back from actually, initiating these actions or actually even initiating any conversation. And it's kind of something that I think every individual should really pay attention to, having a positive mindset and also, giving yourself affirmations because in work environment, you always have it at the back of your mind that the work is not yours. It's either you leave or you get sacked. So you cannot always dwell on the negative side that you're going to be sacked. You always have to work around that. You're gonna stay, you're gonna learn, you're gonna achieve new positions, those affirmations, those positive mindset. Of course, we have to think of the negative side when we think of the positive side, but we shouldn't always dwell on the negative because sometimes what we think it's kind of impact us, it's kind of manifest and all that. So yeah, I think this is some things that we should pay attention to, some good positive um mental health that we should be having in our daily activities. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. What I'll pick is not dwelling on the negative aspects of life because negativity can drown. If all you see, if all you're feeding your mind with is negative information, negative news, fear. I know some people that for like they're always listening to bad news. They're always listening to they tune into the news. The news is on 24 hours. They're always, this back to back to back, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy if you can bombard yourself with so much negativity and like it's not healthy at all,
At
right?
all.
It's not healthy. You can't spend 24 hours listening to news when you're not a national security officer
Hmm.
or something. You just listen to news and you'll get and the word news means north, east, west, and south. So what the
Hmm.
news does is that it bombards your ear gates, your eye gates with negative information from the north, east, west, and south in such fast-paced ways that it can even people that listen to news so much, if they are not emotionally intelligent, they could get depressed. It could put them in a state of panic. I've seen so many cases
Exactly.
where, yeah, when people come and they're panicking, they're, oh, so many terrible things are happening in the world. This is the you're surrounding yourself with negative information. You're surrounding yourself with negative news. You're putting your mind in flight mode. So the Bible says, be anxious of nothing. Right?
Hmm.
But when you're listening to all these things, you become anxious of everything.
Everything.
That guard your heart with all diligence. Out of it flows issues of life. So, it's very important for you. Who are you listening to? So, like the prison facilities you're going to go to on Thursday, we have to speak life to those young boys. It has boys from the ages of 14 to 22,
Hmm.
23. So who are they listening to incarcerated? Is
Hmm.
there a guard there speaking life over them? Is there a cleaner there that comes to them and, encourages them? Or are they listening to words that say, that they will never really amount to anything? Are they listening to
Anytime.
naysayers? So that is the mission. It's not just the grandiose, it's the reprogramming, the wiring, to enable them listen to the correct information that will facilitate, that will help them build mindset. So let's talk about let's talk about the outreach on Thursday. Let's talk about the outreach. Dr. Uzoma, is on the call. We have Mavis on the call as well, and we're all collaborating. We also have our wonderful volunteers. We have Fortune and Peggy. By the grace of God, all things being equal, I think most of us are going to show up on that day. Like at least 50% of people on this call, God willing, right? So let's talk about the actual day and what we are hoping to achieve by going there. And I'm going to start with Dr. Uzomo Kereke. Dr. Uzoma, can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes. So now I'm acting as your interviewer. I already know what the outreach is about, right? Because we planned it for weeks and all. But can you tell us what to expect when it comes to the physical outreach on Thursday?
Yeah, thank you very much. Basically, we are going to have health talks. We're going to be talking to them about preventive measures, how to live a healthy lifestyle. We're going to be talking to them about STDs, HIV, pre-exposure prophylaxis, post-exposure prophylaxis. What are the current trends on what to do? We are going to, in partnership with our sister clinic, see whether there's screenings that we can do that have been approved. And we're going to give health education, health promotion, and generally take it off from there and see whether there'll be collaborations for possible follow-up. Basically, that's what we're going to be doing.
Okay. Okay. Um, I like that. I think that is a comprehensive outlook on what we are going to do on Thursday. And let's ask Mavis herself. So from speaking as your interviewer, I suppose, like, what do we expect from Rivera Clinics on the said day of the outreach, please?
Sorry, I forgot I muted myself. So on that day, we are with three um health teams. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted with messages. Sorry. I myself will be present with two members, or should I say two team that are from the medical side.
Two
Are going to
teammates.
be there. Yes, two teammates that are going to be there, and we're going to be offering free health checks, the vitals, like the BMI, the BP, their weight,
Wonderful.
and also we've been able to secure I think 50 pieces of sugar strips for them to check
Wonderful. Oh,
their
thank you.
their sugar levels. As we discussed earlier on, we cannot be able to offer um sugar check-ins to everyone, but then the ones that we feel their situations are very critical and then we need to actually look through their sugar, we do that. And
Okay.
then once it's done, and then there's remaining, we still run the remaining out to the remaining,
Amen.
juveniles. And what else? I think we'll be coming with some few sponges, few
Yay.
soaps,
Thank
and
you.
we're trying to see if we can get more. So I cannot give the exact details,
Thank you
but
so much.
yes, this so far what Vivia is bringing, and hopefully there will be more that will be coming.
Amen.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you so much. I wanted to ask, when we do the medical testings, would there be medication let's say there are people that have headaches, malaria, would they get access to some medication, emergency
Okay,
medication?
so ideally, we cannot prescribe medications to them without the official's authorizations. It could come out of your smuggling in drugs or something of that sort. So
True, true,
yes, if
true.
we were given the authorizations to come along with certain medications, which when we get there, they're going to inspect to actually see that yes, we actually came with those drugs and nothing else. Yes, then we'll be able to prescribe those drugs. But then I don't know if at this stage it's quite too late
Too
to
late.
do all those, yes, documentations and also all the authorizations. So
Okay.
I'm not too sure we will be able to prescribe drugs because it will go against, I mean, I think the
Epic.
laws in there and the should I say the rules they follow and all that. So
Okay.
I'm not
So
too sure.
we had Fortune go to the clinic,
Okay.
to the not the clinic, the correctional facility yesterday. Fortune, are you
Yeah.
there? Fortune, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm here.
Yes. Did they make mention of any rules with regards to getting medication? Are there any rules that they mentioned about it?
No, they didn't. From okay. When the meeting was on, the meeting was held and the conversations about the meeting was held based on the letter we sent to them.
Okay.
So we worked with the points there. So that was why even when they talked about the kind of screenings, we had to list out the kind of screenings that we're going to
Yes,
offer.
which
So I
Mavis
yes,
listed here
yes.
as well.
Yes. So there was no conversation about offering any medications. The
Medication.
only conversation we had was when one of the representatives from the administrative block they asked if we are coming with any they asked if we are coming with any medical supplies to help their facility there. That am I aware they have a medical facility? I told him, oh, that I wasn't aware.
Okay, so that
But
means what they want people to donate medical supplies to their
yes,
facility
yes. But then I didn't make any promise because we didn't have any conversation with regards to that.
around that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think when we get there, if there is anything with that regard, we can communicate to them and then they will tell us what to do.
Okay.
Mm.
So, but
Yes,
I feel maybe it could be something that can be, put maybe like for basic medication like malaria, vitamin C, malaria medication, vitamin C, and maybe Panadol. Just like, but we have to check it in, just in case so that we have like a backup in case there are people that are critically ill and they need something. I don't know. But we still have to run it by the checks,
yes,
security
yes,
checks
yes.
and everything. Mavis, what do you think?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yes, because I feel, headaches, someone could be having, headaches, someone could just need a quick, because kids, they love vitamin C, need like
Mhm.
quick vitamin C drops,
Yeah.
and then, in case there's severe malaria, just in case, we just have it, and then we'll check it and know the procedure. If they say it's not allowed, then we keep it back in
Yeah.
the vehicle. And that's what I'm just thinking. Because if we come there and they say, oh, that they're out of medication and all that, then we have to start running around, So I
Trying to
like
be
to always
yeah.
be prepared just in case. I like to think of, what is, like I always like to be, at least 2, 3 steps ahead just
Ahead.
in case. Yes. In this, as an advanced first aider, we are always thinking outside the box. Like Dr. Zoma will say that my mom always tells them, think outside the box. Yeah, think outside the box. So I want us to think outside the box, and just in case they say it's a problem, but for people a facility to allow you to come and do checks, I'm sure they giving medication won't be a problem. But like I said, we will just play by ear and see. But I'm really looking forward to seeing the whole team. Our colors are blue and white, blue jeans, a white shirt, and we received some very nice, wonderful t-shirts yesterday from Fortune. His print ink inspire. I want to give him a shout out, as well as we are receiving bags. So Sonic bags, that's Francis made, bags for us and he sent them over. Will be Dr. Ozoma also sent a sponsorship. Dr. Onyinye sent hers as well with Otito, my brother. He's been so supportive. He sent us stuff. And then our wonderful Mavis is donating from all sides. She's bringing her team, and also she's giving the sponges and toiletries that these children asked for. And then we ourselves will also be bringing things to the table. We have some amazing people that have, asked to get a list of what we need, and also we are hoping that day that they will show up, and we just pray for wonderful weather. It's in a building, right? We are not going to be outside. It's in a building, Fortune. It's in a building.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we'll be in a hall. We'll be in a hall.
Do we need music? Do they have music like speakers?
I think they should have that, but I didn't ask.
Okay, all
I
right.
didn't ask.
That day is going to be exciting. I'm hoping, there'll be games, we
They
play
should. I think they should
games.
even have. They should even have a sound system,
Yeah, they should have a
because
sound system
addressing people of about 140
and
big.
microphones.
Yes,
We need
yes,
to
yes.
find
They
out.
should get
Please
it.
remind me. We need to find out tomorrow so that we are
Okay,
not
no problem.
speaking and screaming, and know if we
Yes,
can have to make alternative arrangements.
yes,
So this
exactly,
is so
exactly.
exciting. Yes, this is exciting. This is exciting. Dr. Ozam, are you here?
Yes.
Yes, so we are bringing an interesting angle to this using technology. We're going to have Dr. Zoma live on Zoom, and he's also going to, be consulting with some of the patients, and then we'll be using AI to design some, some things and all that. It's going to be very interesting.
What are we designing with AI?
We're going to be designing, some like when you give out your prescription or the end part of the conversation, from our end, we'll design it on AI and we'll show them and we'll give them a quick AI lesson in regards to STEAM. So that is the interesting angle that we are going to be bringing this. All things being equal, I was wishing that Dr. Zoma will
That,
be here with us on Thursday, but you never can tell. A miracle could happen. So until then, he'll be corresponding, with us on the virtually. Virtually. Are you excited? Who is excited tonight?
I am excited.
Oh. Is that Peggy's voice and Fortune? Who is excited?
Yes,
Who is excited about the outreach? Are you sure I'll be able to
I'm so
sleep for like
excited.
2 nights? Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait. I believe that we've done this for, let me sit up. We've done this for 8 years. And I believe this year will be the best year so far. And I'm so happy, and I want to give a shout out to the correctional facility for opening their doors to us to come and reach the children. I want to give a shout out to James Camp Prisons for opening their doors to us. It's like, in fact, the day before we went there, I talked to someone and they put so much, I'm going to say they put so much fear in me. They were like, prison, why don't you do everybody has a suggestion of what to do other than what has been laid in your heart to do. And I said, no, that, it's the prisons that we're doing prisons this year, So that morning, I got some calls, some people saying, Ndali, are you sure you want to do? I'm like, it was as if by stroke of luck or God, Dr. Zoma just called me on the phone. "Ndali, are you on your way? What's happening?" I was telling him, people are, he said, "What? Go! I am solidly behind you." And the rest is history. You know, in fact, as of 7 a.m., Peggy was already on her way because after, the calls, it was even raining. I was messaging the team. I was like, it's like, let's move it to 11 or 12 o'clock. Peggy now says she's on her way by 7 in the morning. Fortune now said he's getting ready, that he'll soon be there. I said, please, we are doing this. I just jumped out of bed, quickly took a shower. Before you know it, I was already there. And the rest, as they say, is history. We attended, in fact, it was that same day. Wow, it was that same day we went to the facility that we went to the breast cancer screening at Twinkles. That was where we met Mavis. So that obedience and prompt action was what is bringing all this together today. Peggy, do you understand? Fortune.
Yes,
Yes,
ma.
yes, yes. It's
If
true.
we had if we had missed that morning time of going to the prisons and coming back to go to Accra Mall for the screenings at the 2 locations, we would have missed, our
Yes.
wonderful Mavis.
Well,
So this should just be an inspiring story. Anything that God has placed in your heart to do it. Don't listen to naysayers. Don't listen to people that will try to talk you out of what God has placed in your heart. Don't listen to anybody telling you what you cannot do when God has already placed that vision in your heart. Let me tell you, people that tell you to not do what is in your heart, they don't hate you. They actually may even care about you. They are worried for your safety, but they're not the one to answer to that calling. There are people that if we don't answer our call, they will never get to their full potential. So you're listening to people that their vision is just this small vision. Meanwhile, what God has placed in you is a national project. What God has placed in you is a global project. What God has placed in you is an intergalactic, continental, like universal project. And you're listening to someone that their own mission is just to make sure that 5 people listen to the word of God and eat belleful and sleep. Your mission is to cure world hunger, global crisis. Your mission is to go into the slums. Your mission is to go into the Sahara. Your mission is to set up chain supplies that will stop world crisis, issues, wipe away hunger, take away ailments, like goiter, for instance. If it wasn't for, Mr. Iodine, my grandfather and his team, people will still be people are still getting it. Those that don't, consume iodine, so yes, but it is so low. The sensitization and awareness has been massive, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, especially West African regions, Nigeria, Ghana. There are people I know that if the salt is not iodized, they won't touch it. There is a glamorization of pink Himalayan salt and sea salt and all that, but they are not iodized. So we need to stop walking on eggshells and say the truth. So I believe this health talk has been such an expository talk, and it's literally a minute to midnight right now as we speak. And I think at this point, we can share our final words, and I want everybody to share their final word. And I'm going to start from Mavis, the lady in the house, and I'm going to go to Dr. Zoma, and then I want Fortune and Peggy to also say something, and all. If you have not donated to this course we are doing, if you have not sent in your contribution, either in form of, sending in items, sending in support, sending in money, even a word of encouragement, a well done team, you're doing well, I believe you're wrong, because what we're doing, we're not doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for the people that need it. People, boys that can't even go outside. They don't have the freedom to walk like you. They don't have the freedom to turn on the TV and sleep when they want. They don't have the freedom to go to school and come back. Their schools, I saw their JHS and SHS schools and the premises. I saw their football courts and all that. And one of the things that broke my heart was I asked one of the little boys, I asked him, I said, because they were saying, oh, that they want the facility, they were saying they want toiletry sponges and everything. I asked the boy, what do you want? He said, I just want food. I said, what kind of food? He said, I just want jollof rice. At that point, as a Nigerian, guess the next question I asked. What kind of jollof rice do you want? Do you know this boy didn't answer me? Because at that point, they're not even thinking of Ghana jollof, Nigerian jollof. They just want food. That was the first, because whenever I ask that question, everybody has their opinion. In fact, it goes into like a 20-minute debate at least. But that was the first time this boy said, CZ, we just want food. I don't care where the jollof is from as long as it's in my plate. So please, if you're still yet to donate, please do so. Today rather, this is Wednesday, is the day where, we're finalizing all arrangements and all. You don't want to send it when we're done everything and, it will be of almost no use, although you can use it to pay printing bills and other contingency bills and all that, but please send in your donation. We appeal to you. Marvis, any final words before we wrap it up? Any final words on the outreach, mental health, iodine, before we wrap it up tonight?
Okay, so I would say once again, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
And it's been a successful talk. I liked whatever we talked about. And not to talk much, I'd say we should, take care of ourselves, take care of our mental health. There's certain things you can do that will help you and your mental well-being, like resting, eating, exercising. You don't really have to, carry heavy weights to know you're exercising. Just a few minutes walk is also an exercise. Knowing when to take a break, talking to somebody, and, as I said, practicing gratitude, and of course, setting boundaries. Yes, you need to actually set boundaries in life, so people do not walk over you and people do not end up in your space, using too much of your space and leaving crumbs for you. Yes, these are things that we should actually pay attention to. Yes. And then I would also say it's okay not to be okay. I mean, we all know there's certain days we are not okay. And it's okay. It happens. It's normal. But it's not okay to stay that way for a very long time. You reach out, you talk to anybody. Of course, you need to trust this person that you're giving out this information to, so it wouldn't be used against, you know. In life, you have to build a certain circle, certain people that you talk to them about certain things. So you can run to them in situations like this. You talk to them, vent out. You never know who would help out with anything you say. And I would also say that I hope on Thursday the outreach becomes a successful one. And I pray that um, this organization gets the views that it deserves, gets to the stage that it deserves. Because for it to be in 8 years, it's a lot. And it needs the visibility, it needs the audience, it needs the people. And so do the people need them also. And I pray everything goes well on Thursday. We're gonna come in our numbers of 3 and give out.
I think you've said it all.
Yes.
I think you
Yes.
said it all. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. That was a beautiful speech. Thank you so much, Marvis. I like the fact that you said that no matter what, take care of yourselves. I think that ties everything together. To take care of yourselves and, make sure that you prioritize your well-being, you exercise, you eat right. And if you're burdened, talk to somebody about it. Talk to counselors, book a consultation. We have, certified coaches and counselors. We have Mavis, we have Dr. Zoma, myself. Book a consultation. A 30-minute consultation could go a long way. Dr. Zoma, do you have any final words before we call it a night? Dr. Zoma, can you hear me? Dr. Zoma, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me, please?
I can hear you. I can hear you from my
You can hear me. Dr.
Yeah,
Zoma,
we
are you
can hear
here?
you.
You can hear me. Okay, I don't know if it's his network. Okay, I don't know if it's the network. Okay, so Peggy and Fortune, do you want to say any last words before we call it a night?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to say thank you so much for this conversation. Personally, I'm a mental health advocate. So this
That's
conversation,
true. Why didn't you tell me so? I it
this
skipped my
conversation,
mind.
I was gonna tell you that we need to initiate a conversation about mental health, but everything just worked out. And the fact that we were able to talk about mental health with regards to nutrition, with regards to faith, where when the Bible says be anxious for nothing, but in everything through prayer and supplication make your request known to. I am so delighted that I joined this conversation because it's really amazing. Thank you so much to all the amazing speakers. And thank you, Coach, for making this conversation a thing.
You're welcome. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
So if you were to give as a mental health activist or um
And
advocate, right? If you were to
yes,
give one advice to someone listening to you right now with regards to that taking care of their mental health, what advice will it be? Peggy, you're next, then Dr. Zoma.
one thing. Okay, mental. Why I advocate for mental health is because it's personal to me. I've had my own dealings with mental health issues and all of that, with regards to anxiety, with regards to depression from issues of life and all of that. So one thing I would just say is people will always be people, but how much you let their opinions and their actions take a
Mm,
toll on you is what really matters. Nobody is too important and nobody is less important. Just live with that. Live with that. Not everybody can be like you. Not everybody understands things the way you understand them. Not everybody knows that they are hurting you. So by the time we learn to live like that, we'll have a better mental health. That's just what I have to say.
I like that. I like that. Understand that you're not everybody and everybody isn't you. So you have to, I feel making excuses for people sometimes
Yes.
also helps,
Or
and also limiting your expectations.
exactly. The best word is look for a better coping technique. This person lacks emotional intelligence, so just know that this person, this is how this person is, so that if you are aware of that, when the reaction comes, you even laugh, you say I said it.
True.
So it will help you. Yes, so their actions will not weigh you down so much.
Mm, mm.
That's what I'm practicing, and that is what's working for me.
Okay. Okay, that makes a
Yes.
lot of sense. I want to give a shout out to Chibike Ona and Damilola Salami for staying with us to this point. You are amazing. Peggy, do you want to say something with regards to mental health and what you've learned from this live tonight?
Okay, so I first of all want to thank you and everybody listening, myself for
Oh,
being
I can't hear you well. Please, can you speak into your phone?
okay, so I'm saying that I first of all want to thank you and the team. Actually, for me being part of the team, I want to thank the whole team and everything so far. So far, I have been taking the learning process and
Thank
growing
God.
everything so much from this. And so I'm thankful for that. And I also want to say that as we prepare for the outreach on Thursday, we should remember that the main aim of this is to bring hope, to bring the love, and also to bring change where it needed, which is to the
Wait, your
juvenile.
voice is muffled. I didn't hear you. You say?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so I was saying that as we go on the 30th of October, let's remember that the main aim of us doing this is to bring hope, to bring love, and also to bring change to these people that need it the most, which is the prisoners. And then about the mental health, what I would say is your mental health should be your priority. Your sanity is very, very important to you. Do not let anybody bring in like the narcissistic people we spoke about. If you are dealing with anybody who is like that, just move away from it in life. And then you have your sanity, you have your peace of mind. That's all I can say at this time. And I think today has been amazing. I didn't even feel like I wanted to sleep, even though it is my eye is opened wide like this. I don't want to sleep. I think it has been an amazing session tonight. So yeah. Thank you once again.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. That was amazing. Most importantly, when you're coming, if you're going to show up on Thursday, we are going to be there by at least the team should be there between 9:30
Yes, ma'am.
so that we can set up, right? As you're coming, bring love, bring something, for the kids, and just come with a heart ready to just love on the people, ready to share, ready to volunteer and come prayed up, because we're going to see the hand of God move mightily, and liberation is coming. Okay. So I'm so thankful. Like I said, we are doing this. The name of the NGO is Louis Love Nest Foundation. Damilola said, "Thank you so much. I'm so overwhelmed." Damilola, do you want to say something? Okay, okay. The time difference, and also he might be or she might be with their spouse and they wouldn't want to be speaking. Or not, Chibike, would you like to say something tonight? Would you like to say something to us before we wrap it up? Dr. Uzoma, where are you? Dr. Uzoma is not quite here. Has he slept?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah. Is that
Can you hear
Dr.
me?
Uzoma?
No, this is Ola Chibike.
Ona Chibike, we are so glad to have you here tonight. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you. I have been listening to the conversation and I have learned a lot, a whole lot, a whole lot. You understand? Because
Thank you so
from
much.
what the last speaker spoke, I don't really know his name. It's a guy.
Dr.
He spoke.
Uzoma,
No, not Dr. Ozoma. The second
Kenneth.
guy. Yes, yes. He spoke about emotional intelligence. You understand? And I think I've learned something from what he said. Because in this life, when you expect something from someone, like someone that is gaslighting, you understand? And you are expecting that this is what the outcome will look like or will be like. You understand? It won't really hit you so hard because you are already expectant. You understand? Because from what Dr. Zoma said, he said that those gaslighters or
narcissists, that they are energy drainers. That
Yes, the energy drainers.
I learned that from Dr. Uzoma. So when you are expectant, you understand, you know the outcome. They will not drain you. You just laugh
True.
over it, just the way the other guy said. You just laugh, and they will feel somehow disappointed. You understand? And you'll be happy. That's all. Yes, you'll be happy. That's all it's all about, to be happy. Because most times those manipulators, they are joy killers.
They are
And
joy
once
killers.
yes, once you are happy, you have overcome and you have defeated. So you have to be
Mm.
expectant and you have to stop them from draining your energy. That's it. So I've learned from them. It's a good one. Thank you very much.
Thank
It's
you
a
so
good one.
much, sir. Please, where are you joining us from? And are you part of our project team group?
Oh, I just joined this group from what this lady called Miss Eloho, the digital chick. You understand? I saw the WhatsApp link. I just
Oh,
joined. I just joined. So I was just scrolling in the WhatsApp group. I saw the link. I joined. You understand? Though
wow.
I haven't been following, you understand? But from
Okay,
what I
but you've joined, different sessions since the last one on Monday.
this is my first time to join it. My first time, sincerely speaking, this is my first time.
Oh, it's okay. We have some of the recordings on YouTube. Where are you joining us from? Are you in Nigeria, Australia, Ghana, Togo?
Yes, yes, I'm in Nigeria, Benin City. I'm in
You're in
Nigeria,
Ni-
Benin,
you're
Benin
in
City.
Benin City. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. We're so
Okay.
glad to have you. Please, can you highlight your name in the group so that I can save your name properly? Mary J, I see you. I see you. Thank you so much. I see you. Thank you so much for joining in. Dr. Zo, can someone message Dr. Zom? I need him to give a sign out message. Can someone message Dr. Zoma, please? So the what is tying this whole outreach together is the love in our hearts. Is the love in our hearts and the zeal, the humanitarian zeal to make a change, make global change. That's the common denominator to every single person that is an active volunteer, on this project. There's an active partner, an active sponsor on this project. And like, I've been I've been speechless as to the way, this particular team rallied round me, during this time. And I'm praying going forward that this will be our team. New people can join, but please, new people should not leave us. Stay with us. We have this event every year, and then before the year goes into next season and all that, there should be other training sessions. And also, I just want to give a very big shout out to my team. I want to give a shout out to my admin, Nurse Lydia, Fortune, Peggy, Maxi, Francis, Ebuka. There's so many of us, so many of us. There's so many of us. If I'm forgetting any names, please call. Um,
Yes, Sophia.
the writer is Francis, right?
Yes,
The
Tifa.
one that Tifa, Don, is it Don Pedro? Remember Don, the one in our group? Who remembers his full name? Let me see. I think I have it. Fortune, do you remember his name? Is it Don Pedro? I think it's hold on. Let me see. Don Pedro. Hold on. Like, I just saw your message.
Don Richie. Don Richie. Don
Don
Richie.
Richie. Don Richie. Where is he? Can someone check up on him? Someone should also check up on Maxi as well.
Yeah, I checked up on Maxi.
Checked up on
Maxi
Maxi.
said, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I know the feedback is
Yeah, yeah.
confidential. So, we'll chat about it later. Please, the team, we need a meeting tomorrow. We need a meeting on Monday, sorry, on Wednesday before before the outreach. So we have to have a team meeting so that we can strategize, plan everything, and all, like put everything in perspective. So we need a meeting tomorrow, and it's not going to be a night meeting. It's going to be, probably mid-morning or afternoon. So we need a meeting. Remind me, put it in the group, reach out to us, Lydia, that we need a meeting tomorrow. So that we can make sure that everything is in place, So I think that's about it. But let me disconnect from YouTube. So everybody say good night to YouTube. Good night. Good night, YouTube. We will continue some other time. We were supposed to have a training from Coach Nemeka, but I think his network went off, so we're